poked away, picked up by Andre from 3/4, and he hit it! He had his eyes on the prize and let it fly!
What's going on, all you Tannimals? It is another edition of the Tanndemonium Sports Show, broadcasting live exclusively every Tuesday evening, 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Twitch TV, twitch.tv/Vendetta Sports Media. Proud member of the Vendetta Sports Media Podcasting Network. I'm your host, Brian Tann, and with me as always, I don't want to call him the Chris Rock to my Will Smith, but Jackson Law, J Law, how the hell are you?
You're doing good, man. Better than Chris Rock.
Minus a slap to the face. Yeah, you're not Chris Rock.
Yeah,
I'm not slapping you in the face.
No, it has been a good sports week.
It has been a good sports week for you. Yes, it has.
In fact, oh crap, I forgot to put this on. I brought something to wear for the show.
Oh boy. All right, Jackson is super excited. He's having a wardrobe change while he wears something special for the show.
Pittsburgh legend.
Oh.
University of Pitt.
Oh, I was about to say, I wouldn't call myself a Pittsburgh legend, but
also,
if that's where you really want to go with it.
Hall of Famer from the Miami Dolphins.
Dan Marino. There you go. I love it. I was going to say, I wouldn't go so far to call myself a Pittsburgh legend yet. But
no, I decided to wear this because freaking got Tyreek Hill, man.
Yeah, man, that was amazing. That was awesome. Like day after the show last week, Tyreek Hill. Man, you want to talk? And the Dolphins didn't even give up all that much.
No,
what did they give up again? Do you remember?
They gave up this year's first and second rounder, a fourth rounder this year, but then it was like also I think a fourth and a sixth rounder next year, fourth or fifth or fourth and a sixth.
All right, so I mean,
in the grand scheme of things, it's really only a first and a second that we're parting ways with. Right. But Miami has 2 first-round picks in next year's draft.
Right, so it's a wash. You've definitely made up for that. So it's not that big. It's not that big of a deal. It's not that big of a deal at all. Yeah, because I'm looking at it here now. Well, plus the Miami pick was. Hold on one second. Let me go to NFL.com because I'm on. I hate these other websites that have these draft whatnots, and it's like, yeah, that's not working for me.
I forget what it was. It was like 20 something. I think it was in like the mid to latter part of the 20s.
All right, so basically you're giving up a glorified second rounder and a glorified third rounder, because once you get toward the end of once you start getting into the 20s, with the exception of a Najee Harris or Lamar Jackson, you're not really getting any more super first round guys, right?
Yeah.
Not for real.
No, I mean you can find like really good.
You're gonna find good solid players
back there. But here's the thing: you're not finding a Tyreek Hill at that point. And for what he can open up with the offense, as much as I loved some of the wide receivers in this draft class, some of the other position players that we need, I think Mike McDaniel and Chris Greer have done a great job this offseason, because as we were closing the episode last week, the Dolphins signed Teron Armstead, and I was like over the moon about that. I was like, we did it. And then literally
you did about paint the walls with joy.
Less than 12 hours later,
they make the trade for Tyreek Hill. Basically, he's among like the fastest dudes in the game today. He's up there.
I think his 40 time, I think it's a 4.27.
Wow.
And here's the thing too. It's like, 40 times are fun to look at and stuff, but it's like you also have to look at how fast a player is on the field in full pads, a lot of players slow down. He does not slow down.
No, he does
pads, helmet, everything does not slow him down, meaning that he looks even faster on the field than what he actually is.
So
and then
now,
it's like,
no, go ahead.
Because they've got him, Raheem Mostert runs like a 4.3 something 40, and then so does Jalen Waddle. So it is literally
you're gonna have to have track
Miami
athletes
down there.
You're gonna have to have some full scale track athletes in your defense to catch up to the Dolphins. This is gonna make this Steelers-Dolphins game coming up this season. This is gonna be an interesting game.
Can he do the same role as Debo? Hey, I'll say this: Mike McDaniel did say that. Garrett, Mike McDaniel said that at the it was like the owners meeting that was yesterday, because we'll get onto it later, where they changed some rules and stuff at the owners meeting for voting on it. But this jersey is really big. Like, holy cow. This is like a 2X, I think.
Yeah, it looks like you have lost a little bit of weight there, little fella.
Well, this is an old jersey.
So why are you wearing it? Why isn't this thing folded up and put into a freaking frame? Why are you wearing it?
Because it was in a box at home at my parents' house, and I just
why was it in a box?
I don't know, man. I don't know.
That is an OG starter jersey. Yo, you need Chris Rock just for having an OG starter jersey in a box. You need Chris.
That's not my fault. That's not my fault.
Shit.
Trust me, this sucker will be going up sometime.
It better.
Maybe I'll get big time one of these days, and I can send it into Dan and he can sign it.
Yeah.
Let's start that campaign right now.
There you go. So you brought up the owners meeting. Let's talk a little bit about that. I think one of the biggest changes that they're going to be making in this year's NFL. NFL is approved on a 29-3 vote that the overtime rules will be each team is going to get a chance to possess the ball in playoff games, not in the regular season, but in playoff games. And honestly, I'm all for that. It should have been like that. I mean, I seriously feel like if you've worked your ass off to play to get to that point, both teams should have a chance to touch the ball, period. I don't care. I was never a big fan of the granted, if you wanted to have a sudden death thing, you should have kept it as field goal, first score wins. Make it really something. But now it's like either a field goal or a touchdown. Look, either have it just as a field goal or give both teams a chance to touch the ball. And I prefer that anyway.
Yeah, I like it that both teams now will get a chance. Because, I mean, like, yeah, it's within the rules. And I know all the counter arguments like, oh, you had 60 minutes of football to pull away and all of this stuff.
Everybody says that until it's their team.
If you can't get one stop, exactly. That's
everyone says that until it's their team. Come on.
Yeah.
Now.
But it's just unfortunate where I think if you have two teams that are locked in like that, then yeah, both teams deserve a chance. And you know what? If they keep tying it, then
you just keep
whatever
going.
the rules, just keep going. Someone will break. Eventually,
Absolutely.
Someone's going to break.
Absolutely. And I mean, at the end of the day, look, it's not going. I mean, it's really no different. It's like another 5 minutes of the game. You know, you take it down. You take it down the field. You score, and then you kick it off, or however you're going to do it, and then you stop them. It's not that big of a deal. But a lot of people get up in their feelings about it. Oh, yeah. Shut up. Just stop. It'll be okay. You know what? Both teams are allowed to touch the friggin' ball. So no, I'm all for it. I really am. I want to look a little bit more into some of the Deshaun Watson stuff, but I want to start going a little bit more into some of the other stuff that we have on the NFL side before I start getting into the dramatic stuff, because I would be remiss if we didn't discuss what happened on Sunday as well. The slap heard around the world, and I want to get your take on it, Jackson. Because a lot of folks got opinions on it. I want to get Courtney's take on it as well from a female perspective, because I had some folks tell me on Twitter that not only was I making excuses for toxic masculinity, but that I display toxic masculinity, because I said flat out, if somebody insults my wife to the point where, she's in tears, like they publicly embarrass her, look, I get it. Chris Rock had a whole routine set up around this. I'm not saying he should have done it, but I understand.
Mm-hmm.
But we'll talk about that in a second while we can give it the actual time.
Yeah.
Little bit more on NFL free agency right about now. The Saints, they've already re-signed Jameis Winston to be their starter after Deshaun Watson was signed by the Browns last week. So the Saints are looking to get a little bit of depth. Taysom Hill is not going to be your number 2. I think that experiment is over. I read somewhere that he's being moved over to the tight end position.
Yeah.
And Andy Dalton, the Red Rocket himself.
The Red Rocket, baby.
Which is a disgusting ass nickname. If someone called me Red Rocket, I'd be pissed. He's been signed by the NOLA Saints on a 1-year, $3 million guaranteed contract, with the deal being worth up to $6 million in incentives. So he's essentially going to be making what Mitch Trubisky is going to be making. So what do you think of this? What do you think of this move here, Jackson? Are you
I mean, Winston's coming off an injury, so maybe they're thinking, just in case, we can't run with Taysom Hill anymore. We got to rock with we got to have some sort of backup. But it also, just to the point of the Steelers, it just shows that you have a starting quarterback at backup quarterback money.
Yeah.
Because Trubisky's not your quarterback of the future. If he somehow did turn into that, like literally would shock 99% of the NFL world if he turned into that. But
that's what I'm hoping for. Would I be shocked? No, I would be pleasantly surprised. But no, you're absolutely right. You're getting a starter for backup money. And you're also getting, I'm sorry, say what you will about Andy Dalton. He did it for a lot of years. He kept Cincinnati relevant for a lot of years after the Carson Palmer years were over. And you're
played
getting
pretty well in Dallas too when he backed up after Dak went down with his injury.
Yeah. And if he wasn't in Chicago with Justin Fields on the come up, he probably would have led the Bears to something. I mean, granted, you got Matt Nagy as the head coach. It's going to take a lot. I don't think Danny Marino himself would be able to lead a team to a Super Bowl with Matt Nagy as the coach, but still. So, I mean, I think this is a real good thing for the Saints because they really, really mortgaged their future a lot with some of these contracts that they gave guys. And they were acting as if Drew Brees was never going to retire. It's like, dude, Drew Brees is getting old. Like, old. And his shoulder, that surgically repaired shoulder, it's only going to be able to sling the ball but so much. And when you see how he threw that ball in his final season, I mean, quarterbacks nowadays, when they get into that final year, they're just noodled up, man. At least Brett Favre couldn't throw 85 yards down the field. He could only throw 60. That's still better than what a lot of guys have been able to do the last couple of years. When you look at what Ben had to offer in his final year, Peyton Manning, what he had to offer, Drew Brees, what he had to offer. I mean, the only two guys that are left in that era of quarterback is Aaron Rodgers and Tom Brady at this point.
Which is insane.
Right. It really is. So, no, I think
and for like a few weeks, it was just Aaron Rodgers. That's all that was left of the old era of quarterbacks.
Yeah, Tom Brady was like, man, I can't be home with these damn kids no more. I can't do it. Oh, Lord, no, I can't do it.
I would rather get chased down by Aaron Donald than spend one more minute in this house with my wife and kids.
Seriously. Like, do you think that he, got home and Giselle just was like, I'm so glad that you're retired. I just made you a honey to-do list. He's like, oh, hell no. No. You know what? They need me to come back to the game, baby. I can't say no.
Yeah, see, it used to be like, honey, can you take out the trash? No, I can't. I'm sore. I'm really sore. I got to watch game film. I got to rest my arm,
Yeah, you think he could, but there's got to be some stuff around the house. Giselle's like, no, Tom. No, Thomas. I want you to do it. Thomas. Like, I bet you she probably calls him Thomas. I bet she calls him Thomas, too, when she's, mad at him. Thomas Aloysius.
Something like Tom or something dumb.
That's horrible. What is Tom Brady's full name? Thomas Edward Patrick Brady Jr.
Yeah.
I guarantee you she yells that at him when she's like just pissed.
Oh, I'm sure.
Thomas Edric. Dude, man, her name is kind of crazy though too. Giselle Caroline Bunchen Brady. Like, wow. I know, right?
Power couple.
I'm serious, right? I think it would be funnier if his name was Thomas Aloysius Brady Jr., but alas.
Everyone's middle name is Aloysius to you.
It is. It absolutely is, because it's a funny-ass name. That and Llewellyn. Aloysius and Llewellyn are like the funniest names on the planet. I don't care what anybody says. So apparently a lot of teams in the NFL are not thrilled with the Browns right now and how they acquired Deshaun Watson. Steve Bisciotti, who is the owner of the Baltimore Ravens, he's not impressed. He feels that this record-setting contract is going to have ripple effects in quarterback deals in the future. Well, and he feels a kind of way because he got Lamar Jackson's like, look, man.
I was about to say that he's not upset because someone got paid. He's upset because his guy hasn't gotten paid yet and is either going to have to pay him that money or let him go.
Well, this is what he says.
That's why he's upset.
Well, this is what he says, quote, "I'm trying to answer that when I had a reaction to it. And it's like, damn, I wish they hadn't guaranteed the whole contract. I don't know that he should have been the first guy to get a fully guaranteed contract. To me, that's something that is groundbreaking, and it'll make negotiations harder with others."
See, that is false. Kirk Cousins was the first one to get a fully guaranteed contract.
Yep. Kirk Cousins' contract was fully guaranteed.
Don't blame Deshaun. Blame Kirk Cousins.
Yeah, you can blame Deshaun for a lot of things. You can blame Deshaun for a lot. You can't blame him for the guaranteed money. You just can't.
22 things you could blame Deshaun for.
Yeah, exactly. Now, what's crazy is that, he's mad now because Lamar Jackson's like, bruh, you see how much this guy's getting paid?
Like, he ain't been to the – well, I mean, yeah, he's been to the playoffs, but he ain't got an MVP.
He's not an MVP. He had to sit out a year. I don't even have any cases. I have no cases on me, not no driving intoxicated, no simple assault, nothing. I have been a model citizen. Where's my money? He's like Stewie. He's like Stewie Griffin. He's like Stewie Griffin right now. Where my money, man? Where my money? Steve's phone be ringing first thing in the morning. Where my money, man? He don't even have his agent doing it. It's actually Lamar Jackson calling him. Where's my money? Where my money? Don't make me mess around and go to Pittsburgh.
Well, here's the thing, is that if you had just decided to pay Lamar earlier, then you wouldn't be in this situation. You could have locked him up for a long time. You could have a much more friendly contract.
You could have gotten him for $6 million, 6 years, $200 million. You're a little bit less because you can argue down because he's not doing what Patrick Mahomes is doing. But you could get him to agree to 5 to 6 years at $200 million. In the first couple of years, it's very, very team friendly, so you can put weapons around him and then really have it insane.
Just stuff it with incentives.
Right.
Stuff it the crap with incentives.
Absolutely. But not anymore. No. Now Lamar Jackson's going to be looking for payday. And I'm not just talking any kind of payday. I'm talking about the brand new chocolate payday. Payday. Matter of fact, it's like it's like Lamar Jackson is in the spinoff to Training Day called Payday. For real. Oh, his mom's his agent and not interested in negotiating early. Okay. So that means then, that's even worse.
Well, the gamble paid off for her then.
Seriously. Well, you know what? That's even worse for Stevie Boy now, because now his mom's going to be, where's my baby's money?
Mama.
Where's my baby's money? You better pay it. You better pay. Where is it?
She's going to be knocking down the door when negotiation time comes.
Mm-hmm. See,
it's not going to be civil.
If Dante Culpepper's mom would have been his agent, he wouldn't have had all those issues toward the end of his career. I'm just saying. But
Maybe
the
he
fact
wouldn't have gone to Miami.
probably not. Man, oh man. But
I don't know
I'll tell
about
you
that.
what, that this really puts Baltimore in a bad place. And I'll tell you the truth, as a Steeler fan, I love it. I love what's happening with the Browns right now. I love what's happening with the Ravens right now. Because here's the thing. They pay these guys all this money. Where are they gonna eventually you're gonna have to do a lot of tap dancing and a lot of maneuvering to get some pieces around them to make sure that they're effective.
They better hit on every single draft pick, all 7 throughout the entire draft. If you got an 8th one, then you got to hit on that one too.
Well, the Browns have got to hope that the 3 they got they can do something with, because they gave up their 1st and 2nd this year. So, they only got 4 now. I think, they gave up a 1st, a 2nd, and then they get rid of a 4th, so they only have 3 draft picks, I think.
I know they gave up a haul. They gave up 3
They gave up a lot.
I know.
3 first-rounders total. So, they got to hit on every single draft pick and really, really hope against hope after this season that guys that are re-signing and whatnot are going to do things on a team-friendly perspective, because they ain't going to have no money. They're going to end up having a lot of issues financially. So the latest big news of free agency, we're in the 3rd week, so we're not I think the only real big names that are still out there right now is
Honey. 6 picks still this year. Wow.
Honey, who's that?
Cleveland still has 6 picks this year, according
How
to
the hell How the hell did they still have 6 picks after giving up? That's crazy. They must have had picks from previous drafts then.
Yeah, I can't recall any trade they had. Gosh.
Wow.
Can't stop yawning. I'm sorry.
Sleepy?
It's been a long couple days, man.
No, I hear you.
It's been 5-hour sleep nights the past 3 nights in a row.
Oh.
Got another release coming up for software, so got to just chug along through.
I was gonna say, your kid keeping you awake. Whiskey do you good.
To give myself whiskey or the child whiskey?
Sure. Whatever.
He's 2. He's fine. He can handle it.
Yeah.
Put some hair on his chest,
Hey, listen. When you're young, that's when you're most like Wolverine when you're young. I've watched little kids take falls that would cripple full-grown men, and they just get up like it's nothing. It'll be fine. So the only real major amount of draft picks that free agency, because we're in week 3, we're starting the big names are gone. Waiting to find out what's happening with Honey Badger, and even Jadeveon Clowney isn't that big.
Honey Badger, Jadeveon Clowney. Crap. Who is it from Seattle? I'm forgetting his name all of a sudden.
Oh, Bobby Wagner.
Bobby Wagner, that's it. Yeah, and JC Treader also.
Yeah. Now, if I'm the Steelers, I go for JC.
Those are
further shore up that offensive line.
Yeah, he is definitely in high demand. Which, if rumors are true, then the Steelers are just kind of lying in wait for Baker Mayfield to be cut to snatch him up.
I don't think they're going to take Baker. I don't know if they do that. If they do, that's going to be insane. But honestly, what I do, I get JC, plug him into my center position, move Kendrick Green to a guard position, and go from there. Because Kevin Colbert said that the Steelers aren't going to go after Honey Badger. He's going into his age 30 season, and he's going to be looking for some money. The Steelers would rather go younger. So it probably looks like either Edmonds comes back or they're drafting a guy.
Let's see.
Tell you, and plus they're also read somewhere as well that the Steelers are actually working on Minka's extension. They're working on extending Minka Fitzpatrick. So they're probably, like you said, I think they're just lying in wait, period, to be honest. They're not making any more big splashes.
Yeah, and I think a lot of teams right now, I'm wondering if those guys aren't signed because they're all just kind of waiting for the draft to come up for a month or so.
Yeah, we're 30 days away. 30 days away.
It's not like a lot of teams. There's some teams that have some decent cap available. I've got the salary cap up here. Panthers have the most at 31 million. Then it's like a drastic jump down in both talent and cap wise. Texans with 23. Colts still have 21 million. I don't know what they're doing. They've kind of sat on their hands besides trading for Matt Ryan. Saints have 21, Browns 20, Eagles 20, Bengals, Chargers, and Lions 18, Chiefs 17, Jets 16, Bears also 16, then Broncos, Seahawks down in the 15s. And then we get after the Steelers and Dolphins, it's kind of a drop off for teams that are under 10 million in the cap. So
I hear you.
And then you have someone like the Falcons who are 3.6 million over.
I'll tell you what, man. This season is going to be very, very interesting. For real. It really is. All right, go ahead.
Oh, I was just saying, I saw someone say that this offseason has been like in Madden mode because
it really has been.
All the trades. Like think of all the superstars that have just traded places. Like the NFL last year and the NFL this year, you would think that someone had put it on like a fantasy draft or something like
Seriously?
In the game, and you were just grabbing random players. But no, it's just everything is changing hand. This is the most excited I've been from just a specific standpoint of a team and just an NFL standpoint for the season to start. We're still a long ways away from the season, which makes me sad. But thankfully, I have other sports in the meantime, like
the
Grizzlies that have been doing pretty well.
USFL.
And then the USFL. Yeah, that is right. The USFL is coming up. I get my football heroin kick. It's not as good as it's like the backstreet stuff. It's not the S tier A1 heroin that I get with the NFL. But,
wow. All right. Well, before we go take our first break, this just in, Courtney put this in the in our private chat a few minutes ago. Paul George returning to being active tonight versus Utah.
Yes.
Paul George has returned. The return of the George. Return of the George. No, it doesn't.
That's big time. That's big time. I don't know what kind of noise they can make in the playoffs, but if Paul George comes back and he's playing like even like 90% of himself, then if everything stays the same right now, they would play Minnesota in the play-in game for the 7th spot. Mm-hmm. I think they could beat Minnesota. I honestly do. In that 7th spot. I think it's entirely possible.
Well, see, I'm to the point right now where it's like, you know what? Here's hoping that I'm actually rooting for the Grizzlies at this point. I'm not watching any games, but it's like I'm paying attention. So it's like, go Grizzlies, because, people seem to like them now, and you're always whining about them. So go Grizzlies. And I like Ja Morant. I think Ja Morant's pretty cool. I like the fact that he plays real hard. And look, man, I like it when smaller market teams start really, really making a ruckus. I love that. I love it a lot. Because, yeah.
Especially the way that they do it, because they talk so much smack to everyone. That's also cap, by the way.
Colin Coward said he's the biggest Grizz fan on the internet. I don't know. I'm pretty sure Jackson Law's got Jackson Law has the in to get in on get into the owner's box and stuff. So does Colin Coward have Jackson Law juice?
He does not. He does not have my ability to get special privileges at the forum.
The privilege. All right, we'll be right back. We're going to talk a little bit more NFL, and then we're going to go into a few other things. This is the Tanndemonium Sports Show. We're broadcasting live here on Twitch, twitch.tv/Vendetta Sports Media. Proud member of the Vendetta Sports Media Podcasting Network. We'll be right back.
The following broadcast is brought to you in association by XP Coffee Company. XP Coffee Company is the fresh brewed coffee made for gamers by gamers. Get amazing flavors like Choco Loco in 8, 12, or 16-ounce bags. Or level up and get Illusion, Isolation, Nightmare, or the Majestic Throne blends in light, medium, or dark roast in whole bean, coarse French press, drip, or fine espresso in 12-ounce, 16-ounce, or 2-pound bags. Wow! Shipping worldwide. If you're in the U.S., go to usa.xpcoffee.co. If you're in Europe or in the U.K., go to www.xpcoffee.co. XP Coffee Company, for gamers, by gamers.
All right, we're back here on the Tanndemonium Sports Show, broadcasting live on twitch.tv/Vendetta Sports Media every Tuesday evening, 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Oh, what? Go ahead.
What's your this just in?
As of an hour ago, Joe Biden signs a bill making lynching a federal hate crime.
Oh, okay.
If you seriously needed to, it's crazy to me that it took.
Yeah, I had to sign that to make it a hate crime.
You had to. We can't just agree that it's nah. Of course not. Nah.
Anyway, I was going to say that I just saw that the 2024 NFL Draft is going to be in Detroit. I'm sorry for the 2024 NFL Draft class. I apologize that on the greatest night of your life, you got to spend it in Detroit.
Man,
the only worse fate than that is the poor soul. Is the poor soul that gets drafted by Detroit and can't leave
seriously
after the draft.
What's the best part about Detroit? Leaving. Tell you what, Detroit's so crappy. I'd rather go to Cleveland. Oh, they need money in that city. See, I'm the only one that's old enough to remember when Detroit was still sort of booming. When they had all the cars and everything, and then in the early '80s, business started moving out, and Detroit went down. And that's why the draft is coming.
Next thing you know, RoboCop is not so dystopian anymore about Detroit.
No, it's not.
It's a factual depiction of Detroit.
Seriously, I'm surprised it's not being referred to as old Detroit as we speak.
Yeah.
I gotta watch RoboCop again. I haven't watched RoboCop in a while, the original RoboCop in a while. I gotta watch that again.
Neither have I.
I love that movie. Good. That movie is so good. Would you buy that for $1, Jackson?
Easy.
Me too.
In fact, wherever I bought it from, I would pay them $1, then I'd give them another $1 and be like, "Thank you.
Here's a little something for your trouble.
Go buy you something nice."
You didn't see nothing. Now beat it. Got a lot of face slapping jokes tonight. I wonder why. Speaking of which, Robert Kraft is a little bit upset that the Patriots are on a 3-year playoff skid. No, you cannot. You really can't. It's $1 in tax. It's $1 in change with tax at the dollar store. Courtney ain't wrong about that. You go in the dollar store with just $1, you're gonna be real disappointed.
It ain't the Dollar Tree no more.
It's $1.06 tree. I don't understand how dollar store corporations are like worth billions of dollars. That is, if you're only selling stuff for $1, how?
I think it is a money laundering scheme.
Wouldn't surprise me.
It's the only thing that makes sense. It's like you've got the Mexican restaurants in small towns, yet they seem to pull in so much money. Why is that?
Oh, it's not just I'm going to tell you this story, and it made me laugh really, really hard. It's going to make you laugh. There is an Asian food restaurant on the University of Pittsburgh campus. This was years ago. I don't think it's there anymore. Well, it was more on it's on the campus, but it's like sort of campus adjacent, right? And that place got closed at least a couple of times a year for health code violations. And they somehow always got through it and open. And the food wasn't like the food was good. It was kind of like, like you stopped there. If you was drunk or high and you weren't in the mood for pizza, there you go. But that was rare because the place had a pizza shop near it. So I was like, someone told me, it was like there's only one explanation. It's a mob front. That's it.
Exactly.
It's a mob front.
It's a mob front. There was an old Mexican restaurant in the town that I grew up in. They got shut down because they got busted for human trafficking.
Oh yeah, I'm glad they got caught.
Yeah. Well, it was more like it was human traffic. They were charged with human trafficking, but it was more in the sense of like they were moving illegal immigrants through, but there was also like drugs and other things involved with it too. So that was a pretty big scandal.
Gotcha. Oh man, I'll tell you what.
And
I really wish that I could get rid of Twitter right now because there's a lot of stuff just coming out and about. Like one dude that was like really like super condemning Will Smith posted something else. I think he was condemning Will Smith. Somebody was condemning Will Smith, and then now they're saying, white guys can sexually assault people and keep their Academy Awards, but a black man protects the dignity of his woman, and there's a problem. And it's like, okay, I can understand that. But weren't you just saying that you had a problem with this 2 days ago, or are you just now? Were you hard on one side? Now you're going, because me, I try to stay in the middle of all things. I try to be a preacher of balance.
Yeah. So if we wanted to say something on that real quickly.
Yeah, you know what? Yeah.
I mean, it was just.
Well, you know what? Courtney just sent me the I'll be right back thing. Let's wait for Courtney to come back.
Okay.
Because I definitely want to bring her into the discussion.
She's back, she says.
Okay, cool. Courtney's back. Okay. All right. So you know what? Let's address this because it's kind of an elephant in the room. I've been alluding to it. I've been making slap in the face jokes. Jackson is Chris Rock now. So the jokes have been made.
Very red in the face about all this.
That's a good one. Let's talk about it. Let's go there. Courtney, do you have the video? Courtney?
Yeah.
All right, cool. Let's see the video real quick, and then let's talk about it. Let's check it out and let's talk about it. Hopefully, YouTube doesn't give us a hard time like they did last week.
Can you see this?
Yep, we can see it.
Wow!
And he did just roll up and pop him.
Will Smith just smacked the shit out of me.
ウィル・スミスにやられました。
I love the Japanese translation in the background.
Wow, dude.
Yeah.
It was a G.I. Jane joke.
Keep my wife's
G.I. ジェーンのジョークだったんです。
fucking mouth.
I'm going to, okay?
Dude,
okay.
Dude, you see Lupita Luongo, she's just like,
Greatest night in the history of television.
テレビ史上最高の場面でしょう
Like
か。
everyone else in the room, where she was like, haha, that was kind of funny. Oh, this is probably staged. And then he screams again, and then she's like, oh, this is not staged.
And you know he was loud because they picked him up on every mic.
Yeah.
And he was speaking from the diaphragm. It was like,
yeah. I love
keep my wife's name out your fucking mouth.
The best part about this is we've gotten so many great memes from this. So first off, if you know your meme history, I did see someone last night that said Twitter was born and bred for this moment. like
Dude,
Twitter has waited its whole life for this one moment.
Someone got it tattooed. The slap.
Oh my god!
Oh my god!
But you see, okay, so first off, we finally have a meme template now that will replace it's Batman like slapping Robin.
Now it's
Will Smith slapping Chris Rock, and you see it everywhere now. I've seen it everywhere the past.
I have seen it
so.
all over the place, like literally. And I'll tell you the truth, it's unreal. Now,
and Chris Rock is not wrong. It was one of the greatest moments, if not the greatest moment in television history.
It really was. It really, really was. Now, we started to have a discussion about this before we went live. And I'm going to give y'all that are watching a little bit of context. So I posted about this once on my personal Facebook and then once on my personal Twitter. I said some stuff on the show Twitter as well, but people just were like blowing up like hell on my personal stuff. Like I had one guy say on my Facebook, unfriending, unfollowing. I can't believe, and then he even tried to bring my my weight loss victory into question. I never would have thought that someone with that would think this way. You're a clown.
What? That doesn't make sense.
Now this is what I said. I'm like, all right, well, have a good day. I see you seem to be slow on the uptick of unfriending me, so let me just do it for you. It's like, dude, how are you going to call me a clown just for saying? And this is what I said. I said Matter of fact, hold on. I'm gonna actually pull this up. I'm gonna pull my Facebook up, and I keep my Facebook and all that stuff separate from the show, except when I'm promoting the show, because I try to have I try to have a healthy separation of and balance and whatnot. Hold on. So I'm gonna share my screen here so you guys can see exactly what I posted. No, it's not slides. Jag off. Share the screen. All right. You can't disrespect a man's partner and expect no consequences. Some things aren't for making fun of.
Oh, you gotta zoom in just a little bit.
Oh, I gotta zoom in a little bit. All right, hold on.
If that comment below.
Courtney sent the tattoo. Oh my gosh, I can't believe that. That's amazing.
And it's ugly. It's like,
and just to slightly switch it up here, also, I saw a video where
for real,
someone started playing the "Everybody Hates Chris" theme.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
yeah, that sounds about right.
That was great.
So yeah, and now here's the thing: when I'm saying that is also not that's just in general. Like, you cannot disrespect somebody's partner and expect nothing to happen, whether they have words for you or they walk up and slap the shit out of you.
It's such a weird situation, because it's like, I can easily understand where all three parties involved are coming from.
Right.
And I, not to say that I agree, but that just, I understand the justification from Will Smith's perspective. That's my wife. I'll talk about my wife in front of millions of people when she has a medical condition. From Jada's perspective, she feels vulnerable and insecure about this medical condition. So, obviously her feelings are going to get hurt. My feelings would be hurt if I had a medical condition and people were hounding on me about it and there was nothing I could do about it. And I personally felt embarrassed. But then I also understand from Chris Rock's perspective, where this is his job. He makes fun of everybody no matter what. And I know that there were some comedians coming to his defense, talking about how I think it was David Spade said that, he didn't have a medical chart for every person in attendance at the Academy. But I just don't know what other implications were behind it. But, like I said, I get where everyone is coming from, and I'm just neutral in the situation. It's something that happened between two famous people, and that thing doesn't affect my life in any way. So I'm just going to sit back and laugh at the fact that it happened, enjoy the memes, and then just continue to live my life.
Now, here's my take. And well, Courtney, I want to get your perspective. I want to get the female perspective from this as well, because you're in a committed relationship. If a guy starts talking out of pocket to you, obviously you're capable of standing up for yourself.
Right.
Now, do you look to your partner to stand up for you in that situation?
Yes.
All right. Even though you can do it yourself, but in your mind, that's his duty, correct? That's his duty to you in a committed relationship.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Just like if someone of the opposite sex was attacking him, it's your duty to stand up for him, correct?
Yeah, correct.
All right. Because that's the weird thing, is that I'm now, and maybe you can answer this question for me better, because maybe I'm finally becoming out of touch. Maybe I'm finally becoming the old guy that's out of touch. When someone someone says Will standing up for his woman, he's standing up for his wife. Like this one guy just posted, if a black man does something to protect the dignity of his woman, there's a problem. One woman responded, marriage does not convey ownership. She is not his possession and is perfectly capable of defending her own dignity. Own dignity is all capitals. And then, quote, his woman, quote, dignity of his woman, in rolling eyes. Courtney, does your boyfriend refer to you as his girlfriend?
Yeah.
Does he say, that's my woman?
Yes.
Does that offend you?
No.
Because you are his girlfriend,
Oh,
right?
she's trying to like imply basically like ownership.
Yeah, that's how I understood it, as like almost like a form of property rather than
Yeah,
just like because I would say like, yeah, my wife, that's my woman, that's
yeah,
my wife, that is mine in the sense that it's mine, but she's also independent and free thinking in a sense that I can't own her in that sense.
exactly.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, and that's what's really making me mad that I'm saying, and I think this is why, Courtney, correct me if I'm wrong when I say this, but when black folks are on Twitter saying white folks sit this one out, is this partially what it's coming down to? It's like, look, don't sit there and try to tell us how to talk. Don't sit there and try to go with our, because that's another thing I'm seeing on here too, where I've seen quite a few black folks in black Twitter say, all right, white folks, stay out of this. This is our business. Or do you see it different? Like from a woman's well, I guess let me ask you this. From a woman's perspective, how do you see how Will handled this situation? If you're Jada,
Well, I feel like it was just him protecting her because this isn't like the first time um he has spoken on them, because like I guess there was like what, the 2016 Oscars or something,
yeah,
when she pretty much was protecting him or defending him because they had boycotted the Oscars or something. So she made a statement kind of protecting Will based on his performances. Because I think at the time, what was that movie based on, like CTE or
concussion,
something? Yeah, Concussion had
concussion.
came out, and she felt like his performance was like really good, and I think like he wasn't nominated or something. So I feel like it's just like him protecting her, and she was protecting him at the same time, and he's seen her face. Well, of course, the camera didn't like pan to when he might have looked at her.
Right.
Um,
The camera moved on.
mhm.
Yeah, because and here's the thing. And you and I were talking about this before we went live. It's like, how many times have I've laughed awkwardly in public when something was said that was out of pocket? I've laughed awkwardly, and then I was like, yeah, that's not cool. And it made me mad. Sometimes that's just the way your brain operates. And another thing, too, a lot of people are trying to equate this, Jackson, to their personal life, their polyamorous lifestyle. The two
Mhm.
things are completely different. I'm seeing all these people saying, well, he's just lashing out because she made him look stupid in public. Their polyamorous lifestyle has nothing to do with it at all. Like, I really
No.
wish people would stop having that idiotic take. I really do. Because when people try to equate those things, it actually makes me want to walk up, have them, put them on a stage, give them a microphone, and I'll walk up on the stage, and because it's stupid. It's absolutely stupid. One has nothing to do with the other. This guy who has tried to target them in the past to make them the butt of his jokes used a medical condition, made it a butt of a joke. He looked over, he saw his wife upset. This triggered a response. He was triggered. He triggered a response. Was it the right response? I kind of wish he would have done so. I said this before too. I kind of wish he would have done it differently.
Yeah.
Honestly, I wish he would. I wish he would have stayed at his seat and said, "Keep my wife's name out your mouth."
Yeah.
I would have been okay with that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or there's also the option to where post Oscars you could have a chat
Hmm.
with
Yeah.
him, or even at the Oscars, because first off, you're freaking Will Smith. You can kind of go and do wherever and whatever you want to do.
Well, that was proven. He went up and slapped the guy and
I
got
was
to go
about to
sit
say,
back down and win an award.
and security did absolutely nothing about it either. They
Not
just
a thing.
Everybody,
not a,
I
they
feel like
just
we're just kind
they
of
just let it.
confused.
Yeah,
Yeah, because I know a lot of folks are
but
like still
I'm just
confused if this
talking
was
about
real.
I'm just talking about like, you go to a commercial break and then we'll get someone and it's like, hey, I want to meet with Chris, in the back. or something like that. Not out back,
We gonna have
in
the
the
Yeah,
alley.
not out back.
But
no.
just like backstage is what I meant to say. Not in the alley where the suits are coming off, or nothing like that. And everyone's getting around in a circle. Make sure not one of them can try to get away. But just a friendly chat, or send him a text message. I don't know.
Now,
I feel like there was 100 things he could have done besides walking up there and
just
slapping the man.
he did about take the direct approach.
He could have even like smacked him like off camera. We would have never known unless somebody was recording.
Right.
But
He could have just like gone
probably not,
backstage.
though. No.
He could have gone backstage and be like, "Hey, Chris, can I talk to you for a second?" "Yeah, what's up?" And slapped him. Or what if he would have done that Chappelle show bit? What the 5 fingers say to the face? Slap. Because now here's the thing though. Are we in agreement that the joke was slap worthy? Like Courtney, would you have slapped Chris Rock over that joke if it was you? Would you have slapped him?
Yes and no, because it's like I would say yes because this isn't his first time talking about me. And then no, because it's like the man's just ignorant, but he's also, to me, he's a little bit ignorant towards his own people, but
he is. And that's another good point, because he just put out a documentary about the struggle, everything that Black women go through with their hair. And then you go and you make a joke about a Black woman losing her hair over a medical condition.
Yeah, I did see someone bring that up earlier. And
yeah.
That was something that I didn't think about.
Now,
obviously.
And here's the other thing too. I understand what a lot of comedians are saying about, now we got to be careful, because if we're doing a stand-up routine, if someone doesn't like the joke, they're going to walk up and hit us. When you go to a comedy club and you actually pick someone out to roast, pretty sure some people have gotten on stage to take a swing at comedians before. Pretty sure this isn't the first time it's ever happened. Not to mention the fact that I'm not looking at this as a comedian and audience member. These are two guys that know each other. These are people that know each other, that have a history. This isn't Joe Schmo at a comedy club with his wife that Chris Rock made fun of the wife, and then the dude got up and belted him. It's not the same thing. It's not. I really feel like, now Jackson, let me ask you this. Would you have slapped Chris Rock if he had made fun of your wife? Would you have slapped him?
See, it's like, I kind of agree with Courtney. It's like a yes and no type of thing. Like, I would like to say that at least in a room full of people, I could be a bit more civilized about it. And I guess it's like kind of depending on what exactly he was, joking about. I guess I don't know. It's weird. It's like, we can talk about these people.
All right. Let me give you an instance. Okay. And I'll propose this to both of you, because you both gave the same answer. So let's just say the medical condition isn't, hair related. Let's say it's reproductive related.
Yeah. That's definitely like slap worthy, I would say.
Yeah. Because like case in point, Lord forbid you have a kid, you're pregnant, and then going into the second trimester, unfortunately it doesn't take. So you're sitting there and he somehow makes a joke about it. He's getting hit, right?
Yeah, probably. If it's something like that, but then it's like, again, because I understand where everyone in that situation was coming from.
I absolutely do too. I do too, because the thing is, look, even doing this show, and I said before, Jackson, when you agreed to co-host this with me, I said that I wasn't going to do hot takes for the sake of hot takes. I wasn't going to do that Stephen A. or any of that stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
However, in the heat of a moment of a conversation, sometimes I will say things to get a laugh. You know, I don't do it as much as I used to, but I've been known to every now and again. And look, sometimes you say things that are out of pocket and you want to tell someone when they get mad, dude, I was just kidding. Chill out. But at the same token, you don't know how that triggers that person. You don't know what they've gone through that's going to elicit a response. Right, wrong, or indifferent. A person's feelings are a person's feelings, no matter what. So, I mean, Will came out with his apology, and I think that it's a real, I think that it was real classy. It was class act to me. It didn't, you know, it felt as real as a real apology can be when it's typed up on a screen and just put out there. But I mean, I don't know. I mean, Courtney, what do you think has to happen? What do you think has to happen for this to sort of settle down? You know, I mean, granted, we have really, really short memories. You know, this is going to blow. And like next month, we're probably not even going to be talking about this anymore. It ain't even going to be a big deal.
No.
It's just going to be another meme. But what do you think has to happen? Your thought. You know what? You know
I
what?
literally just said, "I think, therefore, I am."
Like, do you mean? What do you mean? Like what?
to get it to blow over, to get people to just shut up.
Oh, something else big has to happen, probably.
All right, so I guess the whole Donald Trump could have committed felonies will probably make this blow over a lot faster than nature would. I guess. I'm not saying
it literally could be anything.
Yeah,
honestly.
because like, say Chris Rock was to put out an apology tomorrow or something, they're gonna be talking about it again.
Right.
So it's like if they keep trying to like do some media stuff, like it's gonna keep being brought up.
I think what's hilarious is that someone put on there is that Chris Rock is the big winner because he's sold way more tickets for his comedy shows. His tour that's coming up, he's selling out now, and it's like, huh? Who would have thought? Who would have thought that you just needed Will Smith to slap the hell out? That's another reason why I'm still wondering: was this a ruse? Like for real? Because I mean, maybe Will really maybe. What if Chris goes, all right, Will, we need to put a little bit of spice on this. I'm going to tell a joke, and you're going to get mad. What's the joke going to be? I'm not going to tell you. I'm not going to tell you.
Yeah, I like a good conspiracy theory.
Right.
I'm a big fan. You know what? I have another.
Because, I mean, Chris Rock didn't press charges.
No, he didn't.
The
LAPD how do you really press charges against another dude for slapping you open-handed, slapping you in the face? Like, how do you really like? I don't know if I could press charges against a dude for slapping the taste out of my mouth.
Yeah,
because like he punched me. He didn't ball up his fist and punch me. This dude walked up to me with an open 4 fingers and 1 thumb and slapped me.
Yeah, I guess just from the way that the LAPD described it is like it could have fallen under assault, and that he could have pressed charges if he wanted to, but he didn't.
Yeah, but once again, I'm Jackson. If I really walk up to you and I slap you in the face, just straight up slap you, are you going to press charges? Or are you going to be? I would be embarrassed as hell to go to police. Like, yeah, I want to report an assault.
It depends on if I like you or not.
Fair enough.
If I don't like you, then I'm like, I got him. Yeah. I got him.
I don't know if I could go to a police station and be like, yo, man, this dude just straight up slapped me in my face.
You could hype it up a little bit.
It up a little bit.
He like aggressively ran at me and was swinging and his hand made contact with my face.
I don't know. I don't think I could go and snitch somebody out. I don't even want to call it snitching. I don't know if I could just sit there and press charges on someone for slapping me. I would just be like, oh. I mean, wow. Like, I would probably handle it like, if I wasn't already like mad, I'd probably handle that like Chris Rock. I'd be like, wow, okay.
He just slapped me.
You slapped the shit out of me. Like, that would probably be my response. I mean, I really wish though that, because a lot of people are coming out with their opinions and they're vilifying. My issue is that it's turned into dog pile on the Fresh Prince. It's like Everybody is just jumping on the dog pile. Folks are really acting like they've never said or done anything in anger. What really has them clutching pearls is that it happened on national TV. If Will would have slapped Chris Rock backstage, nobody would care.
It is because we saw it and we have video.
Yeah.
And now we have memes. Thank God for the memes.
Oh, I love these memes. I love the memes.
Did you guys see the Peter Griffin meme?
Yeah.
No.
Point of view. Peter was Will. That was funny.
Oh
Yeah,
man,
he's like running up and smacking someone.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I did see that.
Never. Trey is the most calm, nicest human being in the world.
The fact that even came out of your mouth,
Yeah.
I should slap the shit out of you on principle. I should reach through this computer and slap the hell out of you telling that bald ass lie.
Definition of cap.
Literally.
Seriously. Oh my goodness. So, all right, we're gonna take a break. We're doing, you know what? We're doing like everybody else is doing. We're giving a segment to the Will Smith, the Will Jada Chris drama. Would you be mad if you found out that this was a work? If you found out that this wasn't real, would you be mad?
I wouldn't be mad. I'd be like, okay, that's clever.
Yeah, you guys got me.
Unexpected, out of left field.
I'd be like, that's awesome. I love it.
Respect. Yeah.
Not American Hero.
Your ass ain't G.I. Joe Trey Dauber. You better get the hell on out of
Make
here.
a movie about me.
Man, you know what, Trey? You better take... We'll be right back here on the Tanndemonium Sports Show. We're broadcasting live on Twitch, twitch.tv/Vendetta Sports Media. You can go to vendettasportsmedia.com where you can get all of our content all in one place. Join our YouTube. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. Don't join it. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, youtube.com/Vendetta. And we'll be right back for our final segment. We're going to talk a little bit of the Final Four. And we'll talk.
I got a few tidbits that we can end on. I've seen some sport news just looking through Twitter on the break. So
all right, sounds good. Let's do that. We'll be back here on the Tanndemonium Sports Show.
The following is brought to you in partnership by Symbol. Symbol is a new sports marketplace where you can trade shares of professional teams like stocks. You love sports. You interested in fantasy sports without the weekly annoyance of fantasy league upkeep? Then Symbol's the app for you. With Symbol, fantasy sports is going to a whole other level. How it works is simple. You buy Symbol shares for your favorite sim teams on the app. When your sim team wins, you get automatic cash deposits, and you don't lose any money when they lose. That's it. So if you follow trends across football, basketball, and baseball, and you think your team is a sleeper, simply invest in your favorite sim teams on Symbol and watch your virtual portfolio prove you right or wrong. And if you want to get in on the action right away, Vendetta Sports Media's got you covered. Go to symbol.app/Vendetta and use our exclusive promo code Vendetta, and you'll get a $10 bonus when making your first deposit. Symbol, taking fantasy sports to a whole other level.
All right, we're back here on the Tanndemonium Sports Show here on Twitch, twitch.tv/Vendetta Sports Media. I just saw something come up, and I'm actually shocked by it. Do you know who Jesse Williams is?
no, sounds familiar, but no.
Jesse Williams is, I'm trying to remember, he's an actor. And apparently, let me see, what's it say here? So apparently he's trying to, he's saying his wife needs to go back to work after asking judge to reduce child support payments. Ex-wife says he should have never left Grey's Anatomy.
That's funny. Wow.
Yeah. So now apparently this guy had a family member, I think it was maybe his wife, was handling his finances, handling the business side of his life. And now they broke up. It's like, damn. So J Law, are you gonna allow Mrs. Law to control your finances when Vendetta goes big, or are you gonna hire a professional?
I mean, she already kind of does, so.
Oh, okay. Well, then you're screwed. You better stay married for forever. You better not get divorced. That's all I'm saying. You better hope
not the plan. Not the plan.
Well,
not my plan.
Or you better hope Trey got a little bit of money on the side and payroll for you to put into a secret account. So just in case she ain't in love no more, you ain't gonna be moving back in with your mom and dad. See me, I bought this house. She can't put me out because my name is first on the deed. She gonna have to push my ass down the stairs.
There you go.
Not that that's funny. Spousal abuse is not funny. It's a real serious thing. That's one thing that kind of drives me nuts. That has driven me nuts for a while. Is that you can't make jokes without over explaining the joke to make sure that people know that you're kidding. But
I know.
I don't know though. To be fair, I don't think enough people watch us to get all upset about.
No, we're not going to get canceled just yet. Just wait though. Just wait though.
Honestly, I seriously think
it'll be a fun time.
I seriously think that like Trey would welcome the vitriol of people telling him to cancel us, and he's just like, "No, I'm not going to do it," just so he can watch them get mad. So, do you think that now going back to the Will Smith thing real quick? Did you see where people were like, if The Rock would have said that, Will Smith wouldn't have done anything? Did you see that?
Yeah.
Do you think Will Smith would have said something if The Rock said something about his wife?
I don't think so.
You really think Will Smith is that much of a punk?
He wouldn't have slapped him.
So you think Will would have told him to keep my wife? He would have just said, keep my wife.
I think he still would have said it, maybe. But as for outright slapping him, I don't know.
I'd slap The Rock over my wife. If The Rock says something real out of pocket, like real personally rude and made Sharon cry.
I also just don't think that The Rock is like that.
I would go face to chest because he's way bigger than me. And he'd bench press me over his head and throw me to another continent. I recognize this.
I mean, I do that for my wife too. But here's the thing. Also, I feel like I would have had to have said something to The Rock first.
Yeah.
To get to that.
The Rock ain't mean.
So The Rock is probably in the right for whatever he's doing to me.
Plus, I think if The Rock says something out of pocket to my wife, it's all in character. It's in kayfabe.
Yeah.
He's not being. It's not Dwayne saying it. It's the character The Rock. And so. You know, it's that's apples and oranges. So someone else said, one of the guys on the radio goes here in Pittsburgh goes, well, if Jason Momoa or Howard Stern said if Jason Momoa would have said it, Will Smith wouldn't have done anything. I'm like, you don't know that. You don't know that.
Mm.
How do you know? Do you think, you know what? I want folks that are watching in the comments. Just let me know. Type a Y for yes and an N for no if you think Will Smith would have slapped the shit out of Jason Momoa if Jason Momoa would have made the same joke. Jackson, would you slap Jason Momoa for your wife?
I just look at her and say,
Courtney's
I love
like,
you.
Nope.
And then just no, it's like in Lord of the Rings where Aragorn looks back and he just says for Frodo and then just charges head first.
Yeah.
That's me.
That's what it would be.
It would be my end, but
Courtney said no. She said if Jason Momoa says something out of pocket to her boyfriend, he just have to man up and deal with it. You a man, better handle your business. Yo, honestly, if Jason Momoa said something rude to Sharon, I wouldn't slap him in the face. I'd pull his damn hair as hard as I could. I would grab him by his hair and yank. Be like, Aquaman, bitch. I would seriously go full scale fight dirty and just pull his hair as hard.
If we want to tie it back into sports, Steven Adams, his nickname is Aquaman, but now that he's in Memphis, his new nickname is Aquaman.
Aquaman, gotcha.
Maine.
Oh, okay, all right.
Aquaman.
You know, I like the way you transitioned out of that. Good. That's why you're the best. That's why you're the best co-host in the business, my friend.
I appreciate that.
Yeah. All right. So we got our final four. Saturday at 3:09 p.m. We got number 1 Kansas versus number 2 Villanova, and then the evening game, number 2 Duke versus number 8 North Carolina. That's the game that I'm most interested in because that is the long-time rivalry. Coach K's last Final Four.
Yep.
That's
And not
gonna
only
be.
that,
I
this
might
is interesting
actually
too.
tune into that.
For as deep of a rivalry as this is, like what, 30, 40 plus years of a rivalry,
About
more
40
so.
years. Yeah,
This is the first time they've met each other in the NCAA tournament.
that's crazy. You know what? I might actually have to watch this game. Like, I don't do college sports really, but I think
No,
just for
it's gonna be a good game. And I think the last time these two teams played, North Carolina put the smackdown on Duke. So revenge game for Coach K. And yeah, you do have it's Coach K's last game.
Last Final Four,
Cervantes, who's one half of the Jim Arrange podcast here on Vendetta Sports Media. He's a big Duke guy. I told him that the stars are lining up for him because they played Arkansas in the Elite Eight, and last year Baylor beat Arkansas in the Elite Eight and then went on to win the national title. So history might repeat itself where Duke goes to win the national title. And if that is the case, then Arkansas has lost to the national champion back-to-back years in the Elite Eight. I'm okay with that.
Wow, Trey. Trey really has to chime in. I'm a bigger Duke guy than Cervantes. Man, settle down. Lighten up, Francis. Let Cervantes enjoy Duke. Wow. Nice cracking of the knuckles there, Captain.
Oh, thank you.
Sound like you
strapped in, getting ready.
Sound like you getting ready to get into a bar fight with some guy named Tiny. Or you're getting ready to slap
Jason Momoa's outside, you know. So.
Now, Kansas versus Villanova. I mean, honestly, this does not. I mean, for college basketball enthusiasts, that's a big deal. But
yeah, it's two historic blue blood programs that are always in competition at the highest level. Kansas, I'm surprised it's had such a quick turnaround because I think they had some sanctions slapped on them like a few years ago because there was an incident with Snoop Dogg and some strippers at a game. And there's parents and kids in the stands.
Oh my.
In backwoods Kansas, where the University of Kansas is.
Well, if you're Snoop Dogg, what the hell are you doing in Kansas anyway? I mean, I ain't going to Kansas.
Dorothy on his little bike.
Shit. Man, a lot of folks say I love to drive cross country. I said, yeah, me too, if I didn't have to go to the middle ones. Shit. Dude, Jackson does about have the jokes, man. Jackson is one of those guys that's low-key funny. Jackson's very low-key.
Low-key funny.
Jackson is real low-key because he'll say some stuff and you'll be surprised that it came out of him. Or he'll deliver it real on the sly. And then you'll be like, no, he did not just say that. Man, you allowed it to cook out, man. For real.
I appreciate that. Save my plate.
You know what? I'm actually having a pseudo cookout for the rehearsal dinner. So nice. That's going to be fun. Nice. I would save you a plate, but I know you've been doing a lot of traveling. I didn't want to have you incur any more expenses and then having to feel bad having to say I can't go because I'm broke.
It's all good. It's all good. I am broke though. I am very
broke. I know you. I know because I know you, man. You've been traveling and whatnot and all that. So I mean, I get it. That's the only reason why I wasn't trying to hammer you down and whatnot.
Hey, you good? You good? So if something here. So a couple of things that I found on Twitter.
Yeah. What have you found? What have you found on the tweet machine?
First off, it is Ben Roethlisberger night for the Pittsburgh Penguins.
Oh yeah, Ben Roethlisberger and going into the second period.
Yeah. They all the Penguins came out of the locker room rocking Ben Roethlisberger Penguins uniforms.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, and then Big Ben was there, and he got to participate in the puck drop.
Nice.
So Big Ben night for the Penguins.
Pittsburgh
final send off from one historic Pittsburgh franchise to another.
So
this is what I'm so excited about with the NFL. Another thing that's coming up is they are finally, I don't know why they reversed this or why they changed it, but now they're reversing back to it, is that they made the rule where you couldn't like change the helmets from anything, like the color schemes, really. So you had to, which is why we didn't have like a lot of the classic throwbacks for a lot of
Oh.
NFL teams.
Okay.
Like Miami got away with it because the color scheme and like the helmet had to stay the same color. I think that's what the rule was. So if you had a white helmet, then you couldn't change to a different color helmet. Like the Steelers have their black helmets. They couldn't have their classic like mid 2000s like yellow helmet with the Steelers logo.
Oh, good. I hate that helmet. I hate that helmet anyway. That helmet looks like crap. That helmet is straight up garbage.
That rule has changed. And the first tease that we've gotten of classic jerseys coming back, the Philadelphia Eagles tweeted out a picture of Randall Cunningham, and it says coming 2023, and he's in the classic Eagles green with the Eagles wings on the top.
Oh, nice.
So
that's pretty awesome.
So we getting some those are some slick Philly throwbacks. I'm not gonna lie.
Hey man, I'm a fan. I'm definitely a fan for real. So let me think. So no, what were you gonna say?
Oh, and then I was going to say LeBron is out tonight because of his sprained ankle. So, and this is something that I went on around earlier because I wrote an article about this, is that can we please flex the Lakers off of national televised games? They have, including tonight, in the final 8 games of the season, they have 6 nationally televised games. That's ESPN, ABC, TNT, and then like 1 game on NBA TV. They just need to be flexed off, okay? Because you know what fans are getting deprived of tonight?
Actual good teams playing.
Actual good teams playing. The Milwaukee Bucks and the Philadelphia 76ers are playing right now. So you've got Giannis versus Embiid. You've got 2 players vying for an MVP this season. You have 2 teams that are tied for second and are 1 game back behind first place in the Eastern Conference. The storylines are writing themselves. One is the defending NBA champions, and the other one is a major market. So it's like no one wants to watch the Lakers play anyways. No one wants to see them fight to stay as the 10th seed out west, because that's exactly what's going to happen. And then they're going to lose their first game that they have in the play-in. So then they're just going to be out of the play-in tournament. They're not going to get into the playoffs.
Yeah.
Westbrook is not must-see TV, okay?
Dude,
I'm sick of the Lakers. I'm sick of them being shoved in my face, more so now than what I was about the New Orleans Pelicans. At least they wised up when they saw that Zion was going to be hurt the entire year. They're like, okay, we're not going to put any more Pelicans games on national TV. This is not even me being like, oh, the Grizzlies deserve more. I actually argue the opposite, because the Grizzlies, they never seem to play well on nationally televised games. So give us less televised games for the Grizzlies, if anything. But it's just like when I get done here and I sit down and I want to eat something before I go work out, I want to watch an actually good basketball game. I don't want to watch the Lakers. I don't want to, like, the matchup tonight is Westbrook versus Luka Doncic. I like Luka, but I'm not going to watch games specifically because of him. I'm not tuning in to nationally televised games just to watch Luka Doncic. He's not there yet. I would for sure tune in to watch the Bucks take on the 76ers and for all the storylines that come out of that. But the Lakers and the Mavs, like, it's 23-14 right now. Westbrook has 8 points on, what's he shooting? What's his shooting splits?
All I know is that this must be what it feels like to be a Lakers fan.
He's 2 for 4. This is garbage. Absolute garbage.
I'm waiting on Courtney. I'm trying to set it up. I'm waiting on Courtney because I want to show you guys. I'm going to show you what it feels like to be a Lakers fan right now. This is what it's like. That's what it's like to be a Lakers fan right now.
Oh man. Shoot, I'd even take the Bulls and the Wizards right now over the Lakers. We like Jazz and Clippers tonight is going to be interesting, at least because Paul George is coming back. Like, that's a big story. I understand why that one's on national TV. But get the Lakers out of my face, please. I'm sick and tired of them.
Lakers are
LeBron's hurt. LeBron's hurt. He's not going to play. Give me something different. Like, call an audible and just switch it all over. Okay. Just switch everything over
broadcast.
mid-broadcast. I know it's not the TNT broadcasting crew.
He said mid-broadcast. Damn.
No one deserves to watch the Lakers and Mavs battle it out tonight. Okay. You don't deserve that hellscape. We all deserve to watch an actually good basketball game between two good teams, not one team that is the 5th seed and one team that's the 10th seed, but two teams that are vying for first place and two players that are vying for an MVP. That's what I want to watch. All right, I'm done with my rant.
Damn. You are very, very passionate, Jackson Law, and that's one thing I appreciate about you.
The NBA needs to hire me because I seem to be the only person out here that cares about putting forward a good product for the NBA.
Well, why don't you start putting all that care toward Major League Baseball, and they'll hire you for that shit.
I would never work for Manfred. I don't think I could.
No, like put you in charge. Yep, passionate about sports. That's exactly what we're looking for.
Yeah. Speaking of baseball, though, Pujols, the prodigal son, has returned home. The cycle's now complete.
I'll tell you the truth. If I could get a job tomorrow working for Major League Baseball, I definitely would. I would. I'm talking like I would want to be the commissioner though. I'd have to be in charge. I'd seriously have to be in charge.
I honestly think anybody could do better than Manfred right now, though.
Holy crap! I did not realize The Walking Dead was back on. I have so much to catch up on. I have almost 2 months to catch up on. I did not realize it was back on already. Whoops.
Oh, James Harden's at the free throw line. What else is new?
You want to talk about someone that if he ever shaved, no one would know who he was.
There's pictures of him out there back when he played for, he played for Arizona. Was it Arizona or Arizona State? I can't remember which one he played for. And he's got no beard.
Wow. I see why he wears a beard. I see why he wears a beard.
He's got a weird looking face. He's got a weird looking face.
Yeah, your guy looks real like wow. Like, yeah, he definitely needs to have facial hair because wow. I'm not even gonna start making fun of him because that's just rude and hurtful, and he might come up and slap me. So I'm just gonna watch my mouth.
No, he'll come up. No, he'll run up to you and he'll flail into you and look around for a referee. That's what James Harden will do. That's how he fights.
That better checks out, in my opinion.
He just walks into your kitchen and just starts getting ready like he's at the free throw line.
It just swings and misses, looking for the ref. If you're interested in what we have, if you're interested in what we have to offer here at Vendetta Sports Media, why don't you follow us on here on Twitch. Go to twitch.tv/Vendetta Sports Media and subscribe. If you are an Amazon Prime subscriber, subscriptions are free. If I do believe. So make sure you do that, and you will be alerted each and every time we go live. Not just the Tanndemonium Sports Show every Tuesday, 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, but we have a lot of gaming sessions that go on. So many other shows that go on as well. Make sure you're on there. There's so many that are going on that I can't even remember them all. My CTE will not allow me to commit anything to memory. You can also check us out over at YouTube. Go to youtube.com/Vendetta, where you can get all of our content a lot of our content over there as well. The Jackson Law Madden 2022 series has been going on strong, kicking some ass, taking some names there. And if you miss some of our shows live, guess what? They're going over there to YouTube. Or go to vendettasportsmedia.com, the flagship site where you can get any and all of our content all in one place. New articles daily. Sometimes Trey isn't even the only one, right? No. So make sure you get over there, check it out. Follow Vendetta Sports Media on Twitter at media_Vendetta. There you go. Haven't had enough food today, so my brain is just going way. If you want to follow the show, I'm tweeting from there pretty much every day. Go to at Tanndemonium VSM. Get some of my thoughts over there as well. And yeah, that's about it. That's a wrap. Next week, be another interesting. I have a feeling it's going to be another very, very interesting week of sports. Make sure you're definitely checking us out because Josh Taylor will be back in the next couple of weeks. We'll be talking. Matter of fact, we'll probably be doing some draft talk as we're going to be getting closer and closer. We're 3 weeks into we're 3 weeks into free agency, 30 days away from the draft in and of itself. So there's a lot going on. Major League Baseball is going to be back in about next week? Not to mention the USFL will be coming in as well. We'll be able to talk that, but
live tweeting that.
Absolutely, maybe. Yeah, those Pittsburgh Maulers as they play down in Alabama. Woo!
Montgomery, football powerhouse of America.
Yeah, you ain't wrong about that. But that being said, I'm Brian Tann. That's Jackson Law. We got Courtney Don't Call a Plumber in the booth. We'll see you guys next week.